Welcome to ZTN Sports Daily, where you get the latest stories from the world of sport. My name is Lance Chiande, and we have plenty coming your way. Coming up on the show, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says title win is more than he thought was possible. Zim rowing stars say Harvard University is next step as they dream Olympics. We scour the wacky and exciting sports stuff on social media. Football fraternity mourns the death of former Dynamos coach and player Biggie Zuze. Now you are watching Sports Daily here on ZTN. We start off with some sad news. Dynamos assistant coach Biggie Zuze, who died in Harare yesterday, has been described as one of the most talented players to play for Dynamos. Zuze, who was 55, is said to have complained of breathing difficulties in the morning before being rushed to Highland Center in the capital. He later died in the afternoon. Now, tributes are coming in for Dynamos assistant coach Biggie Zuze, and Zambia-based Warriors defender Jimmy Zingai played under Zuze at Triangle.
Coach Zuze, that was 2014, 2015 ku Triangle. He was like my father, and I don't know coach kana baba vangu chacho, baba vokundibereka. Unokuti even chero pane zvada ku installa ma players ake, asapa ma players ake pressure, unokuti aitaura newo zvakanaka kuti itaso. At one time munhu akatondiudzawo akati Jimmy une potential yekuzoita zvakadaiso nebhora iri, keep on working hard. Aroto hard working pays. Munhu atotaura neni nyaya achitondiudza zvokuita kuti itaso besides even nyaya dzebhora kana zveupenyu aitidzidzisawo kuti so upenyu hunoitwa so. Aitoti sababa aitongori mubereki wangu.
Now, as we move on to the English Premier League, Jurgen Klopp described guiding Liverpool to their first league title in 30 years as more than I ever thought possible. The Reds were confirmed as Premier League champions without kicking a ball on Thursday, as Manchester City's 2-1 defeat at Chelsea meant they could no longer be caught. Liverpool are 23 points clear with 7 games remaining. Klopp said, "I have no words. It's the best thing I can imagine and more than I could ever have dreamed of. It's unbelievable and much more than I ever thought would be possible." Meanwhile, Chelsea's win was a big boost as they are now a point behind third place Leicester in their push for a top 4 finish. Now, still in football, thousands of Liverpool fans gathered at Anfield to celebrate the club's first Premier League title, ignoring social distancing. Supporters set off flares and fireworks after Chelsea's 2-1 win against Manchester City and gave the Reds their first league title in 30 years. The BBC reports that within half an hour of the results, about 2,000 fans had gathered outside the club stadium. Remarkable scenery there from Liverpool. Now, when we come back, we give you the trending stories on social media.
You have the healthy authorities and the other responsible authorities. I believe those are the people with the type of information or knowledge that we don't have, general people. So if we respect the recommendations and rules, I think that's the best we can do. There's no need to panic, because I believe this is not the first pandemic, and it's probably not the last, you know. So things like this have been there, and who knows, maybe they'll be there again in the future. So just stay calm and don't panic, and follow follow and respect the rules of the authorities. Then I think it to be all right, you know. One people, one fight, you know, then we stay strong together.
You are watching Sports Daily here on ZTA. Now to start off our weird and wacky updates, how best can your first touch be? Excellent and exquisite first touch there, just paved down a bit slowly. Now in golf you practice your swing, but the following lady put a lot in her golf practice.
Oh my God, oh my God.
How expensive is a golf club? Because I feel like where it went, it will be the most expensive golf club in a lake. Now at Sports Daily, we have put a challenge out to you viewers who can score a penalty in the DZ penalty challenge. Check this out. That was fantastic. Now, pubs in England are now taking their football cravings to a whole new level. And the following clip could be a good example of good inventions. Well, if you actually didn't notice in that clip, the lady in grey is actually a lady. A lot of people think that there are two guys playing the ball, but no, she's that skillful. Now, yesterday, Liverpool players and Jurgen Klopp watched the Chelsea versus Man City game at a Merseyside hotel, and the lads were definitely happy. Come on, boys. Well, congratulations to them. Now, Liverpool have been crowned the Premier League champions after 30 years. However, Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville said he would move to Papua New Guinea if they did.
Liverpool could win the league and I might have to move to Papua New Guinea or somewhere.
Premier League dreams have come true.
It's up and Gary. Reaction straight away from Gary Neville. Gary? Gary?
The hunt is on for this man.
Is he in the bins?
Jamie, they need you on air.
Just give me a minute, I'm trying to find somebody. Check that skip. Sure he's in there. Come on, boys, he's hiding somewhere.
Someone must know where he is.
Who's Gary Neville?
Where is he?
Where's who?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Do this the easy way or the hard way. I work with the guy, he's not my friend.
He does not want to be found.
Is that him?
Joke.
I can't even remember this night.
Don't tell me lies. Where is he?
This is just embarrassing. Gary Neville, I've got a particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will make fun of you.
Gary Neville in there. Behave. Is he in there? Gary! Gary!
I've had enough.
I've had enough. Should we go get a drink?
Yeah, let's get a drink.
Neville, I'll find you.
This is our pleasure.
Neither.
Jamie Carragher will find you, Gary. He will find you. Remember, you are watching Sports Daily. Up next, we speak rowing.
Coronavirus is a threat to all humanity. It has killed over 350,000 people so far, and many others are in quarantine away from their loved ones. We are fortunate to be alive, but no one knows how and when the virus will strike closer to home. You and I are each other's keeper. With winter upon us, let's ensure that none of us will be exposed to the elements that make us vulnerable to COVID-19. Let's help those in need by contributing to the Zimbabwe's COVID-19 Fund. The proceeds will go towards equipping underdeveloped health centers and communities. To contribute, dial or SMS the following numbers on your screen. Remember, if we stand together, we win together.
We caught up with Zimbabwean rowing brothers Rory and Patrick Plunkett, who made Zimbabwean rowing history last year by reaching a final at the World Rowing Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Rory and Patrick were students at Hilton College. So how did it start for the two Zimbabwean stars?
So let me start off. So my father used to row at Eton College here in the UK, and he really enjoyed it. And so he told Patrick and I one day, you know, you might as well try it. We're in the third term of our first year at Hilton College, sort of like the off sport season term. And so we tried it out, and I think our third session we went out in a double together, and our coach saw us, and all of a sudden he had international aspirations for us. This meaning in like 5 years time from that time, and that sort of set off our goals and love for the sport. So, yeah.
Now, in many ways, the two twins could be the biggest Zimbabwean stars at Olympics in the future, given that they have already, with what they have already achieved. The two speak about being accepted by Harvard University as they take the next step in their career.
Obviously, very excited, a bit overwhelmed actually. You know, to be accepted in such a competitive school, you know, well-renowned. Just really happy. You know, we've been, you know, thinking of going overseas for a long time. Harvard was the #1 choice, has been for the last 5 years, and so yeah, just ready to take all the opportunities that come at us, and yeah, just very proud of each other. Yeah.
Last year, the Plunkett twins dominated in rowing at the South African Schools Championship in Rudenplaat Dam, where Patrick scooped 3 gold medals, whilst Rory had 2 in the under-19 category. All the success points to a possible successful story that will end at the Olympics.
So we've just finished being juniors. Our next goal is making the under-23s, and then eventually the Olympics, sort of a stepping stone situation. So we're both looking to go to the 2024 Paris Olympics. We won't be able to make the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. We're just not ready as athletes physically and mentally. So that's our sort of aspirations for now, to go to the Paris Olympics in 2024.
So what has been the influence of their parents played so far in the twins' career?
Our father was the one that sort of set us on the rowing, gave us the idea to try something new. Besides that, you know, both of them, they always come down to watch us when we're racing, and that's, you know, that's really hard being in a different country, because we were always raced in South Africa. You know, they're there supporting us, encouraging us, whether it's on the phone or not. As well as that, internationally, you know, it's tough. You know, they have their own lives, they have work, and they always made the time for us.
In 2018, the twins won the Sports Team of the Year at the Zimbabwe National Sports Awards, and this comes at a time when rowing is generally regarded as an elite sport in Zimbabwe. So what do the twins think can be done to develop the sport?
So in my opinion, or at least from my experience, I think that the country needs a lot of depth. With any sport, whether it's rugby, rowing, cricket, the top nations always have a lot of depth in their certain sport. So as an example, the UK, it has lots of clubs. It's well encouraged and supported at all the high schools and junior schools, and so they end up winning a lot of the medals at the Olympics or the World Championships. And so if Zim is going to want to, you know, do, or has aspirations as, you know, such as that, they're going to need to encourage the schools to really support it, make it quite easy for, you know, kids to sign up, as well as funding from the government would help a lot. So yeah, it's really just about depth, and that needs to happen in Zim for it to flourish.
That's all we had for today on Sports Daily. Is back on Monday for another rundown of what's happening in the sporting world. My name is Lance Chande, and thanks so much for watching.